Most people think it takes years to fix their life. But what if it only took one day? Not to become rich, not to become famous, but to finally decide that you will no longer live the same way you did yesterday. This is the story of David, a man who thought his life was over, until one morning he realized it wasn't the world that needed to change, it was him. David sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the same cracked wall he'd seen for years. Unpaid bills scattered across the table, a phone buzzing with messages he didn't want to open. He'd lost his job, his girlfriend left months ago, his friends stopped calling. Everywhere he looked, failure. He whispered to himself, "Maybe this is just who I am now." That's the dangerous lie, the one that keeps people trapped, the belief that brokenness is permanent. He dragged himself to the bathroom mirror. His reflection looked like a stranger. Tired eyes, unshaven face. And for the first time, he said out loud, "I hate this version of me." And in that moment, something cracked open inside. David collapsed onto the floor, his back against the cold tiles. Tears, silence, regret. He thought about all the times he said, "Tomorrow I'll change," but tomorrow never came. Until now. He stood up, wiped his face, and whispered, "No more waiting for the perfect time. Today is the day." That's how change begins. Not with motivation, not with luck, but with a decision. One clear, painful, honest decision. I'm done living like this. David made coffee, but this time he didn't scroll his phone. He sat in silence, really looking at his life. He took a notebook and wrote one question. If my life was completely in my hands today, what would I do? Then he wrote, "Apologize to my mother, clean my room, delete the distractions, forgive myself, go for a walk, plan my next 6 months like my life depends on it." That list, it wasn't magic, it was clarity. And that's the first step to fixing your life. Honesty. Not excuses, not blame, just pure truth about where you are. He realized he wasn't broken, he was unfocused, and that could change. David started small. He cleaned his apartment, every corner, every drawer. Not because cleanliness fixes life, but because movement creates momentum. He made his bed. He showered. He dressed as if he had somewhere important to go, because he did. He was going to meet the version of himself he had always wanted to be. He called his mom. She cried. He forgave himself for the things he couldn't change. He deleted apps that kept him comparing his life to others. He wrote a small plan. Wake up early, read, exercise, apply for 3 jobs, reflect. And suddenly, the day didn't feel heavy anymore. It felt possible. Because when you change how you move through one day, you rewrite the pattern of your entire life. By nightfall, David sat under the same dim light, but it didn't feel dark anymore. He hadn't fixed all his problems, but he had fixed something deeper, his direction. He smiled for the first time in months, because fixing your life isn't about erasing the past. It's about deciding that the next chapter will be different. That's what one day can do. One honest, intentional, uncomfortable day can reset everything. You don't need a new year, a miracle, or someone to rescue you. You just need one day. to get real with yourself, to take the smallest step toward the life you want, and to never look back. Your whole life won't change overnight, but you can, and when you do, everything else will follow. Fix your life in one day. Start today.